What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the CultureVerse podcast. We are at the end of Percy Jackson season two. We have been going over episodes in groups of two recently, so final episode here. We have 7 and 8 to cover. We're just gonna get right into it. As always, there will be spoilers. You guys know how this works because we're just gonna frankly dive right into it and start discussing our thoughts on the end of season two, and then maybe we'll give a little recap on the season as a whole. We'll post things on Instagram as well, so you can see like general rankings, so you don't get spoiled. But if you haven't watched the entire show yet, wait, go watch it, then come back and listen. But without further ado, gentlemen, let's get into this. So. I feel like the way we've been doing this is just starting with the first episode and then going into the next one. Do we want to continue that kind of method, or do we just want to dive into our thoughts on literally anything? Because it feels like we usually try to do the first episode and then we end up talking about
And then I end up
all of
just
them.
combining them.
Caleb
I think
ruins the whole thing, and then
we just go overall.
just talk about things that you liked. And that can I actually start for once?
No,
Oh,
All
definitely
right.
not.
See you guys.
Jack, you can go.
yeah, Jack, go ahead.
No.
Okay.
All right, Gabe, I guess you're the backup plan. Get back in.
All right. Uh, one thing I did actually want to point out was I remember earlier in one of our first episodes covering this season, I mentioned that it kind of felt, I think I used the word childish. It kind of felt Disney at times. I think these last two episodes give me at least some, if not all of the action that I've been wanting. I think every time Percy and Luke are fighting, it's really good. Like the choreography is good. The sword fighting, yes, huh?
I was gonna say, it shocked me when they actually stabbed Percy. I was like,
I
oh,
was
we're actually doing that.
I was
Okay.
thrilled, which
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into that in a second, but actually I'm gonna get into that now. We're going right off of that, Tyler. The final battle in episode 8 is awesome. It is really good. Like I think the way we go through it as if it's this actual giant like Greek battle is incredible. Watching Luke like pretty much he's killing kids. Like he's actually like killing people. He's just slicing their backs, stabbing through them. He literally he Ray Lewis's a little girl who runs up to him. I mean, just did absolutely into the dirt. I couldn't dude when that happened. I was like, dude, she's gone. But that final battle and the fights in both these last two episodes were like really good, I thought. And that was a complaint I had early on was I think it's episode 3 where they're on the boat the fight against whatever I can't even,
Allison.
Allison is just terrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
And I narked on it pretty bad. This is really good. Episode 7 and 8, I'm loving all of the action, all of the fighting. The story's moving. I feel like we're actually hitting a conclusion. And the other thing I was going to mention is like I think I've said this every single time, but Walker Scobell is really good. Like I would really like to see Walker Scobell get something bigger than this. Not that, Disney isn't a big company, but I'd love to see him in any sort of role outside of this. I mean, he was really good in Adam Project. He's been good in other things, but like I want to see him get a big role because I think he's awesome. Everything he does, I'm a big fan of. But yeah, that's kind of where I want to kick it off is with those two things. One, the action, awesome. I love the way we're wrapping this up. I love the intensity. And then two, Walker Scobell, man, he is just the star of the show, I feel like, and he's nailing the Percy vibes right now.
Well, I guess I can go. Did you guys watch so how did you watch these two episodes? Did you guys watch them when they came out each week or did you watch them at the same time?
I
Hey,
watched
they
them.
came out.
Yep.
I
Okay.
waited every 2 weeks to watch the two episodes we're planning to review.
Probably
So did
smart,
I.
smart
And
way.
I, so I guess my question I'm going to pose now, because we did 2 and 2, since you guys watched it weekly, Tyler and I watched it at the same time, the 2 episodes.
Bi-weekly.
Yes, bi-weekly. Okay. I, well, I don't know what that was. Anyways, I guess I want to ask for you guys, I kind of quite enjoyed watching them back to back like this. Being able to stack them, I thought was pretty smart, or for me at least. And I think that the where I'm going with it before I ask that question to you is I was actually a little disappointed by episode 7. I kind of ended and I was like, okay, like I mean I don't know. I just felt like that one was like it felt like a cliche setup to a conclusion. And I'm really glad that I thought episode 8 rocked. I thought episode 8 was probably the best episode of the entire season. So I think that made up for it a little bit. Not to say I don't think episode 7 was bad by any means. I just felt like it was kind of like disappointing a little bit to where I was just like, let's. It just felt like they're like, let's save the best parts for the last episode, which fair, I get it, but I don't know. Having it stacked for me felt way better for these two episodes than it has all season. I'm probably going to continue doing that. So I guess I can pose that for you guys, how you felt about
That that was kind
how
of
it
the
came out.
point. That was kind of the point I was trying to make. I don't know if it was I think it was the last time we did an episode of For Percy. I thought that they should do double releases and do two episodes each time because the run times you just feel them so much when you only watch 30 minutes a week. And so if you stack them and you're getting over an hour of content every week, if they just did that for like a month, like that would be, I just think that would flow a lot better. I mean, there's nothing there. And so the alternative that you've found is just waiting 2 weeks between them. And if that's a better experience, then very well, maybe. I don't know if I'll ever get to that point just because I'm waiting for it. Like, I just want to watch it immediately. But no, I agree with you. It probably is a better experience just because you're getting more at once and you don't have to like wait and let it sit and lose your hype before you go to the next episode. I think that's fun. I think if I was showing someone this, I would honestly prefer to wait and then be able to show them the show in its entirety so that they can go as long as they want and then stop where they want because then you're never like that's it and then you have to wait like a week or we have to wait like 7 months at least for the next more than that probably 10 months for the next episodes to come out and I know that's how production works but it just kind of you lose your steam, you know what I mean.
Tyler?
I mean, the main reason why I watched it bi-weekly is because I'm not as invested in the show as you guys. So
Hmm.
I watched it because I'm not gonna say I had to, but because I had to. But um I don't know. I think this season was better than the first one.
I
You
would agree
guys
with
have
that.
my complaints. I think production wise, it took a big step up. I think now it still can be a little childish at times with some of the dialogue and whatnot, but I still think it took a step up maturity wise, and it actually had me mildly invested in this season, which it did not have me in the first season. So I'm not going to say I'm excited for season three, but I am kind of looking forward to season three.
I do like that point, Tyler, because I forgot to mention that I agreed with Caleb. I think the finale of this season was the best episode of the entire show, probably so far in my eyes. I know I haven't watched season one, since 2023, but I would agree with the sentiment that the show is just getting better as it progresses, which was all of our hopes from you know, from the beginning, was that it would continue to get better. So I would extend that I'm excited for season three because I remember that being my favorite book when I first read them was The Titan's Curse. So I think if we keep taking those steps up in production and maturity, it's going to be really good for the show. I do want to bring up, which there's plenty of time for this, but and this could be a question to answer after since we're answering Caleb's question, but I'm finally seeing what people mean, like when Gabe has, not just Gabe, but people in general have been attesting to the fact that they need to put a bigger budget into this project. I'm finally getting
What?
what they mean
They're now
because
saying that?
yeah, you been saying that too?
Oh, I saw it in episode one of season one.
Yeah, I know people have been saying it, but I know why they feel that way now, and it's because of a take I saw. I have no idea from where, but just the fact that this show and this may even have been brought up on this podcast, but this show, this content, the book series, like should have the potential to be like Harry Potter level, like it just an insane event that people are lining up for. And instead, like I still actually quite enjoy the show and the quality of the show, and I'm having fun watching it with both Gabe and I watch with my sister as well, and I think it's a good time. But the way I enjoy this show is kind of how I enjoy a show like Cobra Kai, where it's like this is enjoyable. This is also like clearly a Disney like family show. You know what I mean? And so it's it's just not like at the level of seriousness yet where it just gets up there with those bigger favorite projects that I have. And I think it still could do that, but now I'm seeing what we mean when we want the production and the hype and the scale all up. And I think that they now is the time now that we're past the second book which I think is the weakest out of like all 10 of the main franchise. I think now is the time where you have to step it up. I think the pressure's on now.
Well, I've said this many times. I think this show is just fallen victim to Disney Plus. I think
Yeah,
Disney is really bad at making shows look good and feel good. If this was I don't want to say HBO. If this was like
Prime.
an Amazon, yeah, Amazon or
Mm,
Netflix, even maybe, I don't know, probably not because of recent
I
stuff
don't
that's
know.
been on Netflix.
Well, I mean, that's not Netflix's fault.
Yeah, I just, yeah, I just, and maybe it's not just Disney Plus. Maybe it's just everything but Amazon is just not making quality shows anymore, and I think it's just fallen victim to that.
I don't think it's anything to do with the creators. Like I think the people behind the show are trying to put together a good product. I just don't think there's just not like a emphasis and highlight on it. I agree with you, Tyler. I just feel like it's kind of like a side project in Disney's eyes.
Well, it's a lot worse with the way Disney's handling this too, because it's so clearly that they're just not allocating the money to Rick. Like it's not like we all know damn well it's not like Disney can't afford to use anything extra to help the show be successful. I mean,
Yeah,
if it's one thing if these were all like really packed long episodes and they still were struggling and be like, all right, clearly Rick is trying to do something different. He's
yeah,
changing it the right, but it's not. Four of the eight episodes aren't even over 40 minutes, and not a single one of them is 50 minutes. That is terrible. That is awful. You're not, and it's because he doesn't have the money. He can't physically make them longer because he's probably losing money right now based on the fact that he's got to spend so much just to scrape by 40 minutes. Like that's the same way it was in season one. And it's kind of like part of me really hopes that this season three is going to be more successful because if you guys saw at the very end, they've already announced that season three will come out this year in
yeah.
2026, which I think that's awesome. Great job by Rick to record both seasons at the same time. That's always super, super beneficial, especially for a show like this where we don't want them to outage the characters. Huge, huge W by Rick there. But going off of that, like the fact that he was so ready to keep going makes me think that maybe Disney is starting to take this more seriously and maybe they've given him a bigger budget so much so that he could immediately go. We didn't have to wait for it to get greenlit. He already was planning it. Maybe Disney's starting to see, okay, people like this, even if it's not the highest quality, people are still watching it because it's Percy Jackson. Like it's that simple. And I mean, it's already more successful than not from a money standpoint, but it's already more successful than the movies. The movies didn't get past Sea of Monsters. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just annoying to me that it's so clear that Disney just isn't giving the money that Rick needs. And maybe Rick's not asking for more, but I feel like Rick would not willingly be cutting things out of the show, especially after the way he talked about the movies. He wants to give the fans what they want, and he's trying. I can tell he's trying, but the two big things are one, like you can't tell a book's entire story in 8 episodes and none of them are even getting close to an hour. You just can't. There's not enough. If you're going to do that, make it 12 episodes, make it 14 episodes. You got to find a middle ground. And then two is I'm Jack, yeah, it is the Disney feel. It feels childish, but I do think this one's less childish. I mean, I think we stepped up a bit from season one. I mean, we do see, like Tyler mentioned in episode seven, Percy literally getting stabbed and just bleeding. Like that was not in the first one. I mean, there's people getting hit and stabbed and attacked, but in this one, there's
Yeah.
just death. Like there's just
And
crazy shit.
no one mentioned Percy just getting absolutely freaking destroyed
Percy
by
getting,
Luke. Just
yeah,
getting
that
like
Yeah,
12 punches
that
straight to the noggin.
yeah, exactly. That final battle is really good. Like that alone, that final battle gives me a lot of hope moving forward because it's
Yeah.
like this is a high quality, high production like conclusion right here. Like this is good. I love everything that happened at the end. The last 20 minutes of that episode were some of the best 20 minutes the show's given us. Like everything about it. I love seeing Poseidon again, him talking with Poseidon.
Hmm.
I one thing the show's done incredibly well is made me love Tyson 10 times more than I liked him in the books. I love Tyson. I love the casting. I love the character. He's not just a moron. The book made him like a moron. It did. The book pretty much treated him like he was a full-blown idiot. And this one actually like gives him character and gives him more heart. And that's not against Rick. Like I get what Rick was doing. He's a bit
Yeah.
of comedic effect, but he's also strong, but he's comedic effect, but he's strong. He's intelligent. He's emotional. And when he showed up and saves Percy, then I was hyped.
Yeah,
I was
he's
like,
goaded.
that was
yeah, it's
sick. That
good.
was awesome. That was really cool. So ultimately, my little rant here is my hope is moving forward, Disney's realized that this is a successful show,
Yeah.
whether it's a 10 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10, it's successful. People are watching the show. And there is a noticeable difference between season 1 and season 2 in terms of production, in terms of acting, in terms of quality, in terms of except everything except for length. The episode length is still the same. So if that gets fixed, I don't think there's any reason why season 3 is not going to be like significantly better. But then there's a devil on my shoulder. This is the exact conversation we had after season 1 was, well, season 2, it could be way better. And here we are having the conversation again, but this time about season 3. So if that jump is not made in season 3, we're in trouble. It's going
Here's
to be a mediocre, slow burn of a show that Rick can never get the budget for. And it's going to be one of those projects that everyone's going to be like, what if, what if they gave him the budget? What if Rick fought for something more? What if it went on better? And we'll never get that. So I'm hopeful, but I'm concerned. Caleb, sorry I cut you off there.
No, I was just gonna say, I think I hadn't considered it, but there's honestly so much you can do with children dying in a show. Like, I mean, they're not adults yet, like legally. So you can't really it's there's a little bit of a gray line there
Yeah.
with showing
Yeah.
death and getting stabbed. Like Annabeth getting shot by an arrow was probably the most surprising. Percy getting stabbed and like people getting like chucked and stuff. Like I expect that. I know Walker Scobell's also. I don't even think he's 18 yet either. Is he? I don't think so.
No.
Um, but I guess I mean, there really is so much to do, and I think I appreciate it. I think we're all kind of agreeing that we would like to see more stakes. Like, did any of us actually think Clarice was dying when she gets
Well,
tackled by Chris?
I mean, we know the story.
Besides that, but like Tyler, did you think there was any chance Clarice was dying there when Chris knocks her? No, there was no chance. I get it. I think that I wish there was I wish there was more stakes at hand, and I think at some point they will because that's kind of just how the narrative goes itself. So just seeing more of it would be nice. But you're right. I thought the same thing when I finished the episode. I was like, I feel like we're gonna talk about the same things we talked about at the last season finale, where it's like, well, we just can't wait for the next season. And at some point, like you're saying, you run out of seasons, and
Yeah.
at that point, you're like,
Mhm.
well, we just. And it sets the finale. It sets the last season up for failure at that point. Quite honestly, if
Yeah.
you're just like being like, here's just the same thing happening 4 times in a row, and it's like, now we need you to save it. Like, good luck. So I like the season. I think a step better than the last season for sure,
Mhm.
which is good at least. But I still feel tonally it's pretty similar, which is disappointing. But like I said, ending the season on one of my favorite episodes of the entire show so far, really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of where I
Well,
stand with it as far as like the stakes go and stuff.
Right.
and Gabe just had an optimistic take about having hope that Disney's maybe recognizing the success of the adaptation. That at least, even if your viewership may not be particularly up, I feel like the approval of the content being created is up, and so I'm also hopeful for that. I do have a lingering fear, which is part of Gabe mentioned that the season 3 needs to be, a step up, right? We I think we all share that sentiment. I do have a fear that I think they may have been trying to get both of these seasons out as a product. I think they'll be good, but I think they want to see how these 2 seasons go. And I have a fear that if the viewership continues to go down, they could cancel the show, which I know is like, that's kind of yeah, that's like a dramatic like opinion to take there, but and from our point of view, like as people who just love the content and whatnot, we want to see, just finish the 5 books and take it, right? Like and then reevaluate from there if you want to do the next series. Frankly, Disney as like a corporation, I could see pulling the rug from it if it doesn't. Like if the jump from because there was a pretty big jump in the viewership from the first season to this season. If that like continues to downhill, then I'm going to be nervous because so that's why I definitely think that they need to be feeling the pressure to improve the stakes and improve the show. Although Disney, in all fairness, needs to do their part as well in actually peddling this out, putting the budget into it, putting the marketing into it, and actually like making a real attempt at it. But I just wanted to get that out there. That was a concern that has crossed my mind.
That's why I kind of feel the opposite is what you just said there at the end. I could see the idea of Disney pulling the rug, but I think the fact that season three is coming out is the sign that Disney's saying, okay, you know what?
I hope so.
Because
Yeah.
I don't think Rick would physically be able to already have this much production done with the same budget he had in season one. Because I remember when season one came out, there were interviews asking him if there'd be Sea of
Hmm.
Monsters, and he was like, I hope so. Like he didn't feel confident about that idea.
Yeah.
And to give us a teaser trailer at the end of this and be like, not only are you getting a season three, but it's going to be out this year makes me think Disney said, okay, we saw the views, we'll up the budget a bit. But the concern is if the season three isn't as good and they upped the budget, then they're toast. If they upped his
Yeah.
budget and he manages to still make it not really much better, it's over because Disney's gonna be like, we gave you the money, we gave you the nod of you're doing well, and you failed. So that's where I'm at. Is I do think this season. I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
setting myself up for failure. I think the season three is going to be a lot better. I think the quality is going to be a lot better because I'm pretty convinced that this is Disney giving him a loan, essentially
Yeah.
saying, "Go make something good. We see you."
And
That's
I would like to correct myself a little bit because I just, fact checked myself while you were talking. They have apparently season four is already in like early stage of development. That doesn't necessarily mean
me
that they
too.
can't, still pull it because they could. I'm assuming that just means it's in the writing stage.
Right.
But um, I do think that would support your more optimistic outlook, which I'm glad that the evidence would support that a little more. That they're already trying to look for the season four. That implies to me that they really do want to at least pedal out the five books and see how they can get the reception by the end of it. Because frankly, the content that they're adapting just gets better as time goes on. I
Mm.
mean, I think you can see, like, even reading the books for the first time, you can kind of feel Rick getting into his own world better and better with each book. So I'm really hoping that that's the case, and we get because I mean, if you're gonna do four seasons, how are you not gonna do it? I mean, I think at that point it would be kind of foolish to not do it. Don't look at me, Tyler. But then you know that you know what I want. I want the Lost Hero, but I'm not sure if it's gonna happen.
At that point, if they make four, I think Rick would
Yeah.
pay for five by himself. I don't think Rick would
He might be
stop at
able
four.
to.
He probably could, but it would definitely hurt his reputation. I think the show would look like shit. But um yeah, I think I kind of forgot that too, Jack. I'm glad you brought that up. I totally forgot that there was literally that post today saying that four is already being written. And that just kind of builds on to my thoughts about it. Like that tells me Rick is confident. Like and that's not to say Rick's probably been confident since day one of the first season because
Yeah.
it's his show. What is he going to be like? This sucks. Like, no, obviously he's going to be confident, but it tells me he's confident in season three, not just from a story standpoint, but that it's going to make money. He's confident that it's going to bring in views. He's confident that this is going to be an upgrade because otherwise, I don't think he'd be starting on season four right now if he was like, well, Disney might completely pull this from the rug and screw me over. I don't think Rick's an idiot. I think Rick is a very intelligent man. So I'm pretty sure this is a good sign, but this also could be S tier coping. I don't know. All I know is everything we've talked about, I agree with. I think we've upgraded in terms of quality from season one to season two. I think that's definitely something that we all notice. And the biggest thing, and Tyler, I know you'll be hardcore agreeing with this. The biggest notice is the production standpoint. I mean, things just look better. Like it feels like a better show. Like the quality might still be lower, or Tyler, you might still think it's not as good or not as compelling, but it looks better. Like it does. I just think it flat out. I think the settings look better. The set pieces look better. I think the action, the armor, the weapons, the camp, all of it. I just think we're seeing more, and it looks better. Like that's a good sign. That means the money's being put to use. They're not like wasting money on useless things. They're actually trying to make it look better season to season. And if that's the case, then you just hope each season gets better until you hit the fifth one and it's like
Yeah.
actually really good. But in a perfect world, all five of them are that way. So it's like Tyler said, if Prime did this, I really think it would be like that way. I think it would be five seasons of exactly what we want. But here we are,
Yeah.
Disney.
We may have wasted some money on the Cersei's Island end credit scene, but
I think that was just
aside
for
from
fun more than anything.
yeah, I would agree, but I
It
was like,
yeah, it
okay.
was pretty meaningless. Yeah, no,
Also,
that was
one of my favorite bits from the entirety of reviewing both seasons of this show has been any time that we're like trying to make a point or about the adaptation. And we're like, I think even Tyler can probably appreciate that, or Tyler likes the production, right? And Tyler's just sitting there like, like I can't tell if he's like, no. He's got a good poker face over there.
Can
Fair.
I say something narratively that I had a
No,
problem
definitely not.
with?
Absolutely.
Had a what? A problem with?
Hmm. And
Sure.
this is maybe, I guess this is my memory maybe serving me wrong here, Gabe and Jack. In the
Probably.
book, in the book, we don't find out Thalia's in the tree until the last page. Am I right about that? They're getting the fleece just because the barrier is breaking. They're not doing it in hopes of
All
saving
right.
Thalia. Whereas in this episode, or the more on Thalia out of it.
What?
Am I wrong? Or they're doing it to well, they're doing it to stop Thalia, and then the other ones are not. Like they're trying to get Thalia out of the tree, But like in the
Yeah,
book, I don't think they're doing it because of her. Am I right?
I think that sounds right. Maybe not the last page of the book, but it
Well,
might be one of
I just
might
remember there
be
being like a huge cliffhanger. Like you finish book two, and it's like, holy shit, she's alive. And and it's kind of revealed in episode seven, I think, where you kind of realize she's under the tree for the first time. Um, or she is the tree. I don't know what the terminology would be.
right.
We knew she was
So
the
I
tree.
guess
I thought they knew she was the tree in the book. I just don't think anybody expected the fleece to be able to heal her. I think that was a new thing they added to the show because I thought it made
In
for
the
an interesting
movie,
dynamic between.
Shut the
Stop.
fuck up, Tyler.
I thought that they just added it. To me, it just felt like they added it to the show, the detail of the possibility of it bringing her back to make a more interesting dynamic between Annabeth and Luke. That's how I felt. But I thought they knew that she was the tree the whole time.
I will say it did surprise me because obviously only seen the movie. I thought it would just heal the tree. I didn't actually expect
Bro,
her
in
to
the
come out of
movie,
the
she
tree.
comes back too.
She does?
Yes.
Oh,
The movie's just so bad that you forgot. Uh, where he's
I'm
not.
right
He's
here.
gone.
I'm
Okay.
right here.
Caleb, so if that is the case, because I don't remember fully all the details of this book, why don't you like that choice?
Because I think it ruins the surprise of it. I don't think it like necessarily affects it that much, but I think it ruins the surprise of it, and it kind of ruins the intent for all of them a little bit. I don't know. I
I,
guess
I I would
I
be
guess it's
curious.
not like a huge
I
change
I think I
necessarily.
agree with what Jack was saying. I like the tension that it builds between Annabeth and Luke for the last two episodes. Like,
Yeah,
but I get what you're saying, but like kind of like Tyler said, I feel like the twist is more that it actually brings her back. Like that's kind of a thing that they don't know if it's true. Kronos tries to kind of throw off Luke off of that, you know? I mean, obviously we know what happens, but if you didn't know, Tyler just said it surprised him. Like that's a surprising
Yeah.
thing that she's alive now all of a sudden. So that's kind of I think was what the twist is, but then again, like
Uh,
90% of people watching have probably
yeah,
read the
that was
book,
what I was going to bring
which
up.
which like what is Rick supposed
Ty
to do about that?
Tyler might be the only person watching that hasn't read the
Yeah.
true.
book.
But like
I mean,
what is Rick
yeah,
supposed to do
probably.
about that? Like we want him to be accurate to the book, so he's not going to change entire plot lines just so we don't know what's going to happen. Otherwise, he's not even adapting Percy Jackson. He's just doing his own thing at that point. So it's like he's not going to change storylines. He's not going to. He might change the way things happen, like we're talking about with the tree and everything. But it's not like he was going to have her not wake up from the fleece. That would have been a twist. I would have been like, what? Now what? Um,
Brother.
but going off of that, I kind of wanted to just building off of that, I wanted to like I really like the way that they're setting up the whole Dahlia and Percy beef and everything in between them. And from what I've seen, I think the actress is going to be really good. But I like the tension it's building. I like the way that they're showing her as a character. It feels exactly like how I pictured her in the books. I mean, incredibly kind of ruthless and just somebody that I mean exactly what Percy's thinking. When you first meet her, it's 100% like I feel like this person could be a villain pretty easily. Like it's like I don't know if I trust this person. And I just like the way that they're doing it. I think they're building up the rivalry really really well. I'm really excited for a lot of things that come later in the book between the two of them. I mean, obviously one of the big things is the fact that the prophecy is looking for a child of the main three gods, and it's the two of them trying to figure out which one it is. And Kronos is now, or not, yeah, I bet Kronos is crazy. I did not mean Kronos. My apologies. Chiron is now saying at the very end, she's she's Kronos's soldier, and it's just I like the way they're setting this up. I think it builds really well for a side plot moving forward. It gets me more excited for where I know the great prophecy goes. It gets me excited to see the two of them as main characters. So I just like the way they handled it. I'm excited to see more of her as a character. I'm excited to see more of the banter between the two of them. And I like the way that they kind of frame that last shot with Percy and Grover standing next to each other across from Talia and Annabeth. I like the way that they're kind of making it show like she's gonna have to really figure out what her morals and what matters to her now. So I'm excited for the future. I think that they handled Talia really well. I like the way they explained Zeus turning her into a tree and why he did it. I just liked everything about, like I said, the final 20 minutes of this episode. I was like, we are cooking. I'm feeling good about this. So if I could get season three right now, I'd be stoked because I'm definitely at a better place than I was like 4 episodes ago, where I was concerned to say the least.
I had two things.
Let's hear them.
One, do we know who voices Kronos?
Probably. I can see if I can find it. I don't know, like off the top
The
of my head.
voice sounded familiar, and it sounded awesome
I
for me.
don't think it is someone that we would know, but
Okay, my second thing that's a little bit more intriguing.
Nick Borain.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I
Do you
don't
think
even recognize the movie he was in.
do you think this show would have been a better animated show?
No,
Okay.
no.
Do
I
you
get what
mean,
you're
yeah,
saying, and I get what you're thinking. I like seeing all of this be real. I like seeing Camp Half Blood be real. I like seeing like with animation, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do, and I do think it would be cool. But like bringing Camp Half Blood to life, and bringing the gods to life, and bringing Olympus to life, which that's something else I need to mention, but I'll get there in a second. Bringing all that to life, I'm like, dude, this is it's kind of like how I'm sure Caleb felt when he saw Harry Potter for the first time and saw Hogwarts. It's like, wow, this is like I'm seeing what I was reading in front of me. And that's just something that is very, very thrilling to me. But I get what you're saying, Tyler. Like there's so much you can do with animation. There's just a lot you can do. So I get what you're saying. But for me, no, I think live action it certainly got me intrigued.
I got nothing else.
facts.
Um,
Tyler,
so
I will say about your animated take, I think the show could be phenomenal as an animated TV show. That being said, I don't think I would trade in the live action. I want to see the live action. Frankly, I'd love to see both, but that's not going to happen at the same time, obviously. But yeah, they can make a animated version in 15 years for my kids. That's great.
I
I'd love that.
I would not count on that.
I will. They'll never give up.
I,
They'll need a new idea and they'll just recycle this one. Perfect.
I mean, maybe,
As long as it's made with love, I'm okay with it.
I suppose. Going off of that though, I wanted to say Courtney B. Vance is the new Zeus is really good. I thought he's barely in it, but I thought his voice was incredibly good. I thought that's a difficult situation, with Lance Reddick passing away, having to move on to someone else. I thought that he was really good. I really enjoyed I mean, I know we only see him for like 2 minutes, but I think they did good. I like the recasting. He feels like the voice of Zeus. I mean, when he first comes down and goes Thalia, I was like, oh shit. So that's definitely the way I wanted to see it. I thought it was um, done very well. But there was one more final thing I wanted to say. It's actually a con that I did have. I've been
Yeah,
I've been kind of glazing it the show here. I'm going to con something. We did not see Percy use his powers enough this season at all. He
that's true.
very rarely did anything with his abilities, and we were literally in the ocean.
Doesn't he have limited power in the ocean or in the Sea of Monsters specifically or not? I
I
don't remember
mean,
if that was a book detail or
except
a
we
shit
see
movie
him in
detail.
an episode literally like moving the waves to keep their, well, he fails, but we just don't see him try enough. He doesn't, that's the
Yeah,
only time he tries to do anything with actual water. I mean, other than that, do we ever see him like
not
really
really.
using his, like, I just
Dude,
wish we could see more
we
of
didn't
that.
mention Blackjack at all.
True. The
My
goat.
goat showed up.
The Go
Uh,
Blackjack didn't show up.
the horse.
The
Peter.
Pegasus.
The horse is here.
The Pegasus. He's incredible. Moving forward,
Yeah, he's goaded.
he's an excellent character. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's a small thing because I know that
Oh,
as the books go on, he gets more powerful. He's able to use his powers better. So like whatever, I guess.
I do have one last. I can't wait if they ever do the second series and I get to see Percy and the Son of Neptune.
Mhm,
I'll lose it.
mhm.
But the last question for you, Gabe. I wasn't sure. You, I think, know the story a little better than I do. Caleb might know it better than me as well. But did was the reasoning for Thalia becoming the tree the same in the book or the show? Was it her
I honestly don't remember
rebelliousness
'cause
against Zeus?
I
I
actually
don't
got
remember that happening. I thought it really
I
was a
thought it was just a
sacrifice.
genuine. I
Yeah,
thought it was a genuine sacrifice too.
I thought that was
I'm
different,
I
pretty sure that is different. Yes, which I kind
which
of like.
was interesting.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
kind of
it's
makes
interesting
Zeus seem like
because
an
it's kind.
asshole, but that's okay.
Well, I mean,
Well,
it's
it
kind of
show
implied in future books. So like, it was just more she always screwed with her dad. Like,
Well, it also shows you what Zeus is willing to do to fulfill
Yeah,
his prophecy, and that's something that's very Zeus. Like that is in
he
every
kind of is an
mythology
asshole, isn't
ever,
he?
Zeus is painted as I will do whatever it takes to succeed, like including sacrificing my daughter and turning her into a tree so she doesn't turn against me. Like that is such a Zeus thing to do. I like the way it's being painted out right now, so that way it gives her a reason to potentially want to join Luke. She doesn't like the gods. She's angry. I like that. I really appreciate that viewpoint, and it gives our main characters a reason to also kind of like question which side they should be loyal to, which is why I'm curious where Annabeth is going to be in the next season. Where, I mean, obviously she's going to hear the story from Talia about it and wonder about if Zeus is even actually worth fighting for, but as well, her mom never shows up. She's not seen her mom yet. So there's a lot of reasons for Annabeth to also begin questioning the loyalty of the gods. And as we've seen, a lot of them can be incredibly unloyal, especially Zeus. So I like the
Yeah.
twist.
I
They
can't
just
wait
call
to
Kratos.
figure out. What did you say to me?
I just said just call Kratos. Just have him deal with it.
Oh,
He doesn't
Just
need-
yeah.
call
Let's not. He
Kratos.
would. That would be over in 2 seconds. I can't
Yeah,
wait for next
Percy would
season
put him
to call
down.
her. Yeah. All right. I can't wait for next season to just repeatedly go back and forth from Thalia, and Talia the entire show and never decide on which name I'm going to
Whatever
call
they
her
say
by.
is the correct pronunciation. So
I feel like I say it differently in my head every single time I read it, and
yeah,
even when I say it.
Idiot.
But whatever.
fair enough.
I'm
Pick a
interesting.
name and go for it, dude. I don't know why you had to pick three of them.
Rose. We'll just change the name.
Well, okay, we're ending the episode. Thank you guys for listening. As always, we will be
All right.
continuing to make some more content. There's a lot of good stuff coming out this year. Make sure you guys are subscribed and following as we will be posting all sorts of stuff. But as always, thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you guys next time.